I think there are a few things better than a fish pie. You were wondering what I was going to say there, weren't you, Tim? You thought we were going to have a philosophical discussion. No. We're going to make a favourite dish, a fish pie. Do you like a fish pie?
I love a fish pie.
Oh, I'm glad you do, because that's what we're making.
I'm a big seafood fan, and I'm really excited.
Well, me too. And the truth is that most Australians are not eating enough seafood, so we can do better. And really, we want to be having seafood at least twice a week. And, you know, what better than being able to use frozen seafood? So this, for me, is just about convenience. I'm always looking for ways to make a healthier diet easier for you to implement. And keeping some really good quality seafood in your freezer is one way to make sure that you get those 2 seafood meals a week. We've got salmon, we've got flathead, and we've got some prawns. And importantly, those prawns are MSC certified. It's the Marine Stewardship Council, which makes sure that those fisheries are doing it in a sustainable way. And that's really important, especially for foods like prawns. So we've got omega-3 rich salmon. Those are the fats that are very anti-inflammatory. We're adding it with some whitefish and some prawns. But honestly, you could use any combination of seafood you like.
I love this idea because you can just take out of the freezer what you need. It's always on hand.
Exactly. Okay, so can I get you to chop up into nice big chunks? I like my seafood pie to be quite chunky. The salmon and the flathead. Now, chefs, just settle down. I know you're not going to be happy with me making a white sauce with olive oil, but I think it works beautifully.
I've never seen this being done before, but I'm really excited, actually, to see.
You don't look horrified, Tim, so I'm glad.
I've got you. I support you.
Very good for your cholesterol levels, having extra virgin olive oil instead, and I'm always conscious of that. And personally, I really love the taste.
Essentially, olive oil is a fat, like butter. It should work.
Exactly.
It
does work, I promise. I've done this before. So all I'm doing is make a kind of roux with your flour and with your oil. And then we're going to use a combination of milk, and I am using a full cream milk to give a nice creaminess to the sauce, but I don't want it to be too heavy and gluggy, so I'm combining it with some stock. So it's about half milk and half stock. So when I've got a bit of a paste going on, the trick is just to add a little bit slowly and don't panic. I think that's the key.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. You know, I think this is one of the first things my mum taught me how to cook was a white sauce. And yeah, that was her tip.
I think a lot of people get stressed making a bechamel from scratch and they'll go to buying a jar bechamel, but those are absolutely...
Can you do that?
You can, and it's absolutely horrible.
I did not even know that that was possible. I didn't know you could buy it in a jar.
Yeah, that's because you're a classy lady.
Oh, thanks, Tim, thanks.
So comfort food, what makes you want to cook a fish pie that is comforting to you?
We actually have really, really good seafood. So, you know, seafood was a feature of my diet growing up because the west coast of Scotland and the northeast, Peterhead, these kind of areas, we have really great seafood and we also have a lot of salmon in our rivers. Oh, wow. So, yeah, so there's a lot of seafood in Scotland. So this is definitely a dish from the way that I grew up. In goes my stock, and I just want to get this to the right consistency. You will get some liquid coming out of the seafood, so don't make your sauce too runny and liquidy. So I don't want it to be gluggy, but neither do I want it to sort of be overtaking the sauce. I want it to be a little thinner than this.
Coming together quite well. So all our seafood's chopped up there, so just give that a bit of a toss around. I've added the prawns in there. How good does that look?
That looks great. Peas are classic as part of a fish pie. I am going to season this. You do need some salt and pepper, and I like lots of black pepper. And, oh, I've got another job for you, Tim. You see, I'm never ending with... I do love having a sous chef.
Keep me working.
This doesn't happen in my kitchen at home. We're going to add some dill into this sauce. Fabulous. One last little ingredient into here, and that is some lemon. Tim, go for it. Pop in the dill.
Do you want all of it?
Maybe give me half, because I might save a little bit for the top.
Love it.
Just because you're here, and I'll make it look nice.
Can I chop up your taters?
I would love to. Tatties.
Tatties.
Taters.
I'm learning.
For you.
I'm learning.
Scottish fish pie has tatties.
With my complexion, I would think I would fit in well in Scotland, I think.
You definitely are. You look, there's a distinct Celtic look about you. You could be Scottish or Irish, Tim. All right, so nice big thick chunks of those because we're going to layer them on the top. Now, I've par-cooked my potatoes because if you put them on raw on the top, they cook a lot slower than the fish underneath.
Great
so
point.
You're better to par-cook them, just slightly undercook them. So now I'm just going to pour over my sauce.
Look how silky smooth your sauce is.
You see? Extra virgin olive oil works in your
No
sauce.
butter was used.
It was not. My cholesterol will thank me later. And my brain health and my gut health.
It's a great little tip. That's fantastic.
And then don't stir too much because you don't want to break up that seafood. Remember, it's a little bit delicate and it's all going to mix nicely. So I'm just going to make sure it's all beautifully covered with my sauce. And then what I'm going to do is just layer these potatoes. You don't have to be too fussy, but it looks pretty if you kind of layer them up. Now, notice I've also left the skins on. Like most fruits and vegetables, a lot of the fibre, the antioxidants, and even some of the nutrients are actually in or just under the skin. So with a potato, whenever possible, I know sometimes you want to take the skin off for whatever the particular fancy dish is that you're doing, but, you know, for everyday cooking and for something like this, leave the skins on.
This is looking great.
And look, we did almost just the right amount of potatoes.
Fantastic.
And don't worry if you've got a few extra potatoes, they can go into a soup or into a salad or,
Chef snack.
chef snack to keep you going until this is all made.
Good glug of extra veg.
Good glug of extra virgin on the top. Do you know you should have about 3 tablespoons a day for the maximum health benefits? So don't be shy with your extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm just going to do an extra bit of seasoning and a pinch of salt. I haven't put too much salt into this, so, you know, a little bit of salt is okay. You do need some salt in your potatoes.
Absolutely.
Then this just goes into the oven at 180 for about half an hour or so, just until the potatoes are looking nice and golden brown and crunchy on the top.
Joe, that's a work of art.
Isn't it? It's almost a shame to cut it.
So crispy, but we must.
So pretty, and that's exactly what you want it to look like on the top. So those potatoes are almost crisped up like roast potatoes. Oh, I just love this dish. So pretty.
Comfort food.
It is. This is the challenge, is to try to do this and make it still look lovely when I put it out on the plate.
It's rustic. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to look nice.
It doesn't. But, you know, I'm with a chef. I'm trying to, trying to bring out my professional skills. Be generous, making sure you get all that lovely seafood and the peas underneath. I would love a little bit of dill on the top. Look at that. That's dinner.
It smells amazing.
Let's have a taste.
Get some of that beautiful seafood.
The prawns are good. And now I just need to have a little bit of the chewy potato.
Potatoes, beautiful and crispy. And that seafood medley underneath with that amazing bechamel that you made with olive oil. I still can't believe it, but absolutely gorgeous.
And you've got some peas in there. You've added some extra veggies. The potatoes on top. It's a win for me. I love the dill.
I am feeling very comforted right now, Joe. Thank you.
That's your warm hug in a bowl.
I love it.